The ground shook. A deafening roar ripped through the air. Debris flew hundreds of feet. This wasn't a war zone, it was America. And 2 industrial plants had just exploded. In Garner, North Carolina, the smell of beef jerky turned into the stench of burning metal. The ConAgra Slim Jim Plant, a fixture in the community, was now a smouldering ruin. Just months later, in Middletown, Connecticut, the newly built Kleen Energy Power Plant was reduced to twisted steel. These explosions had a common cause: the unsafe use of natural gas. The year was 2009, but the human cost of these explosions couldn't be measured in dollars. At the ConAgra plant, 4 workers lost their lives and dozens more were injured. The explosion at Kleen Energy killed 6 workers and injured many others. These were preventable tragedies. They exposed a hidden danger in American industry: the practice of natural gas purging. The explosion sent shockwaves through the industrial world. They also raised serious questions about workplace safety. How could something as simple as natural gas lead to such devastation? And what could be done to prevent similar tragedies from happening again? The answers were complex, but one thing was clear: the status quo had to change. Natural gas is a powerful fuel. It's also highly flammable. When mixed with air in the right proportions, it can create an explosive cocktail. That's what happened at ConAgra and Kleen Energy. Both plants were using a process called gas purging to clear pipelines. But this routine procedure turned deadly. Gas purging might sound technical, but the basic principle is simple. It's like blowing air through a straw to clear it out. In an industrial setting, natural gas is used to push out air or other gases from pipelines. This is done to ensure that only pure natural gas reaches the burners or equipment. However, if not done correctly, gas purging can be extremely dangerous. The problem arises when the purged natural gas isn't properly vented. Instead of being safely released into the atmosphere, it can accumulate inside buildings. This creates a ticking time bomb. All it takes is a spark or an ignition source to trigger a devastating explosion. That's exactly what happened at ConAgra and Kleen Energy. The purged gas, meant to be a routine step, became a deadly trap. June 9th, 2009 started like any other day at the ConAgra plant. Workers were preparing for another shift, making America's favorite meat snacks. But inside the plant, a silent threat was building. Natural gas, used to clear a new water heater line, was leaking into the air. The gas went undetected. At 1:40 p.m., the gas ignited. A massive explosion ripped through the plant. 4 workers lost their lives. Dozens more were injured. 5 months later, tragedy struck again at the Kleen Energy plant. Workers were purging natural gas lines, but the gas wasn't properly vented. At 11:17 a.m., the gas ignited. The explosion was massive. 6 workers were killed and over 50 were injured. In the aftermath of these tragedies, the nation demanded answers. How could such preventable accidents occur? The US Chemical Safety Board launched investigations into both explosions, their mission to determine the root causes and prevent future disasters. They found that both explosions were entirely preventable. The common thread: inadequate safety procedures and lack of proper training. The CSB's findings sent a wake-up call through the industrial world. The NFPA revised their standards to reflect lessons learned from ConAgra and Kleen Energy. They emphasized eliminating flammable gases during purging and robust worker training programs. The new regulations are a step in the right direction,